Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Wrestling Soup with your host, me, Joe Zappi, WWE Superfan. And this is WrestleMania month, and WrestleMania 31, of course, is around the corner. And it will take place at Levi's Stadium in suburban San Francisco, California, March 29th, and you can see it live on the WWE Network. Of course, this episode of Wrestling Soup is presented by Furious 7, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and Jason Statham, in theaters April 3rd. Now, on to our first story of the day. We're talking about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, and the title is on the line as Brock Lesnar defends the title against the winner of the 2015 Royal Rumble match, the powerhouse, the juggernaut, the brawn of the Shield, Roman Reigns. Now Reigns has been talking all day, talking all throughout the month, so far so good, that Roman Reigns can make people believe that Brock Lesnar can be beat. But what would Paul Heyman have to say? Of course, he already said his words this past Monday on Raw. Next, we're now taking a look at the controversial match in which Triple H will face the vigilante known as Sting. Now, Sting had made his debut in WWE this past November at the Survivor Series. Ever since then, he's been keeping on showing up unexpectedly. But what will Triple H think going into this match? Plus, we got the second annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Superstars in it are a lot of superstars are in that Battle Royal this year, including The Miz, Big Show, Kane, Curtis Axel, and the Primetime Players. Plus, we got the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, which will also take place at WrestleMania, and it will feature Bad News Barrett defending the title against Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, R-Truth, and the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose. And it's all going to take place at WrestleMania 31, March 29th, on the WWE Network, live from the beautiful Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Coming up, we will talk about NXT and how it's the future and what Triple H thinks is what's best for business. This is Wrestling Soup. Now we're going to talk about what's going on at NXT. Of course, we know at NXT TakeOver rival, Kevin Owens becomes the NXT NXT champion, I might say, correcting myself. But will the age of Owens end on a negative note? Of course, that's That's what Finn Balor, the number one contender for the NXT title, thinks. Of course, we've had some returns of former wrestlers that were with WWE in the past, such as Rhino, a former United States champion, a former hardcore champion, a former ECW champion. And of course, the Brian Kendrick, former tag team champion, who faced off against Finn Balor. Of course, as far as Kevin Owens goes, he already picked a fight with Alex Riley this past Wednesday. Could A-Ry lace up the boots again? Of course, also the NXT Tag Team Champions, Blake and Murphy. Now, Blake and Murphy already beat the Lucha Dragons at TakeOver Rival. The question is, will their NXT Tag Team title reign also be on an end? Well, just as Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Team Soft, as it's called. What will they do when they challenge Blake and Murphy for the tag team gold? We'll find out. Now, the NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. She won the women's title at NXT TakeOver Rival in a fatal four-way match between Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and of course, Becky Lynch. Sasha Banks went through all three of her opponents for her to become the NXT champion, women's champion. And I think that NXT General Manager William Regal has his surprises coming to NXT in the future. What will they be? Coming up on the final part of Wrestling Soup, will be my concluding statement to Paul Heyman. This is Wrestling Soup. This is Wrestling Soup. I'm Joe Zappi. We conclude our very first episode of Wrestling Soup with this concluding statement I'm making to the advocate for the WWE World Heavyweight title holder, I might add, the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. Now, Mr. Heyman, I think you should be giving a lot of the superstars a chance, especially Roman Reigns, seeing as he won the Royal Rumble match to become the number one contender to face your beast at WrestleMania. And don't say I don't think you can slay the beast. I think Roman Reigns can. Because this man is a future superstar, unlike your client. And Mr. Lesnar, I hope you can understand me on this. That you can be on my own part here. Because Roman Reigns, like it or not, is going to go into WrestleMania. He is going to win the WWE World Heavyweight title. And if you're if it's not any trouble, Roman Reigns will beat Brock Lesnar and become the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE heavyweight champion of the world. And you can believe that. Next week we will have I will interview Triple H in his I will interview Triple H to talk about the controversial match between the Game and the Vigilante Sting. If you have some questions or comments on Wrestling Soup and how you can tune in, go to youtube.com, look up Joe's Wrestling Show, look up the channel Joe's Wrestling Shows, make calls and contact with WWE and making contact with Wrestling Soup by contacting me at 857-237-5329, or you can email me at jshzhp16@aol.com. This has been Wrestling Soup. I will see you next week. And good luck, fans, on your way to WrestleMania.